Hey gang, what the heck am I doing with this human chew toy? And possibly I'm stimulating my brain and making myself smarter. And that's going to be the subject of our talk today on Wisdom Wednesday. If you've been tuning in before, you know we've been doing this every Wednesday for pretty much the last 7 years. If you're new, welcome. We go through a little scientific study that we search the internet looking for interesting things, not always just about teeth, but sometimes about whole body health. And then I end with a health tip. Today's going to be no different. This is actually a human chew toy. They call them munchies that we give to Invisalign patients to chew on when they first get their new Invisalign trays. They don't always fit up. They fit where the Invisalign trays want the teeth to go. And we tell patients to spend about 5 minutes a day chewing on each side to help those trays, upper and lower, seat up into place and move the teeth a little quickly. Who knew that we maybe are stimulating our patients' brains and making them smarter while they're doing that? I've never seen a study that said Invisalign makes you smarter. It does make you more attractive because it straightens your teeth out. But anyway, if you've tuned in before, you also know that we have a theme every month. And because of the basketball craziness that's going on, we did a second time, same thing last year in March, where we adopted the theme again this year of March Madness. And so we're trying to give you some mad information that you can use to make your life better. Today is no different. Who would have thought South Korea is where this research came from? But just recent, groundbreaking research. It was published in the journal Frontiers in Systems Neuroscience. Boy, that sounds like it would cure insomnia. But they did a study, and I'll get to the specifics of it in a little bit, but they were, the researchers were studying brain activity and blood flow and how it interrelates with chewing pressure. They've known for a long time about a term called oxidative stress, where there's damage to the brain cells because of harmful molecules that get released into your bloodstream. You've probably heard of antioxidants, and so that's what they found, that the most potent and well-known antioxidant is an antioxidant called glutathione. I know there are health clinics all around Austin that'll even do glutathione pushes where they put it into your blood vessels, into a vein, and just push it with a syringe, a fairly good sized syringe, and they push glutathione into your system to give you a boost. It's supposed to last for several months. According to this study, it might be worth considering doing that. It's not really all that expensive. I've done it a couple of times. But these researchers wanted to see if changing the glutathione levels would have any effect on the brain. And what they found out is quite interesting. Here was the study. They took 52 healthy university students, evenly mixed between male and female, evenly distributed among socioeconomic backgrounds, intelligence, overall health, and they divided them into two groups. One chewed gum, and just regular old chewing gum, and the other chewed on small wooden sticks, kind of like popsicle sticks, that were definitely harder than the gum. And before they did the chewing, they chewed for 5 minutes, which is a pretty long time. I've been doing this for about 30 seconds and was already starting to feel it in my jaws. So 5 minutes of chewing with these college students, 52 of them, again, and before they gave them a cognitive test, and they did a brain scan, a magnetic resonance spectroscopy. You know, you've seen them in social media stuff. A cross section of the brain in different parts are lit up like the weather map in the wintertime with all these different colors. Well, they can track different parts of the brain and what activities are going on when you're thinking about something or when you're seeing something that is stressful. They've done all kinds of studies using magnetic resonance. But for this one, they did it before. Then the participants chewed for 5 minutes on either chewing gum or wooden sticks. And then they did the same cognitive test and the same magnetic imaging to see what, if anything, had changed. What they found was quite interesting. I'll just spoil it here on the front end, the gum chewers, no difference. From beginning to end, no difference. And so they found like no significant change. But in the people that chewed on the wooden sticks for 5 minutes, they saw a significant increase in activity and in glutathione production in a specific part of the brain. Let me see where I can find what specific part of the brain it was. I had it written down. The anterior cingulate cortex, which is a region of the brain that is known for cognitive control and thinking processes. So they saw an increase in activity in that region of the brain only in the people that were chewing the wood. So their conclusion was that chewing wood seemed to both increase brain antioxidant levels and improve certain aspects of memory. And these two changes seemed to be interconnected, but it didn't happen with chewing gum. So that's why I started off with saying maybe by doing Invisaligns on people and having them chew on this thing for several minutes on each side, probably 5 minutes cumulatively, we're actually making them smarter. What an interesting thought. So now, my health tip, don't chew on wood. That might work in South Korea, but it's not good for long term. Come by and get one of these chewies, and or munchies we call them, that we'll sell it to you for a very reasonable price, and chew on it. It's not going to hurt your teeth because it's got just a little bit of give. It's like hard rubber. And it's hard to talk with this thing in too. But here's some alternatives if you're interested in trying this out to see if it stimulates your brain. Ginger root is a good one. Now, if you've ever seen ginger root at like Whole Foods and stuff, it's got a decent taste to it, like ginger, but there's a bark on the outside. There's a hard layer, so you got to peel that off, and then the inside is kind of like hard fiber, so you could potentially chew on that and not damage your teeth, just like chewing on this. Carrots are another good one that requires a fresh carrot. A raw carrot has a good amount of fiber in it, and it's good to chew on, not if they're boiled. Celery sticks, another good alternative. And finally, we had to throw this in. If you don't want to chew on something like this, chew on some tough ideas. It's already been shown through many research studies that doing Sudoku puzzles or crossword puzzles in the paper every day actually stimulates your brain, very similar to what they found in this study, and can actually decrease cognitive decline so that you stay sharper for longer. So that's the end of Wisdom Wednesday. I'll see you next week for the April version of Wisdom Wednesday. And in the meantime, chew on.